to Teach Edge Tech. Here is Rosemary, your digital tutor. So in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to install a Virtualmin on your server. So we're going to be installing a webmail through Virtualmin. So at the end of this training, you are going to learn how to install Virtualmin. And what is Virtualmin? Virtualmin is a control panel that is alternative to cPanel. cPanel is a paid control panel for non-techies so that they can manage their website, like they will say, log into your cPanel. So in this case, Virtualmin, we're going to use it because it's free, completely free. For those of us who do not know how to, who are not techie, who cannot install their website from beginning to the end using command lines or containers, you can use Virtualmin as your control panel. And the best part is that with this Virtualmin, you can install a lot of your tools. Let us say you are a freelancer, a small business owner, a life coach owner, a yoga trainer. You just need something that is small at the same time. You will not be paying much, and at the same time, you have every tool you need to run your business. For instance, we start with your website, we start with your CRM, we start with your email management application, and we start with your SNTP. That is virtually up to 4 software every startup needs. You need a CRM to manage your clients. You need a website to showcase your portfolio. You need an email platform where you can send and manage email. And unfortunately, for a beginner, if you don't know how to manage yourself, your resources, you are going to be spending more. But thank God you come across this video today, so you learn how to use just a VPS to install this control panel. And at the end of the Virtualmin installation, we're going to talk. So this video is going to be a series, and today is going to be part 1. At the end of this video, you will learn how to install Virtualmin, how to configure Virtualmin. Then in our next video, we're going to talk about how to install our website. And after that, we're going to talk about how to install our CRM using an open source software suite CRM. You know, I want where it's cheaper for you, where you can run your business with less than $5 to $6 every month. Yeah, I mean it. You're going to get a VPS at $5 or $6, and you're going to have your website on that same VPS, your CRM, your email management application, and your SNTP. So this video is going to be a series of video that I'm going to break into different parts. So don't forget, subscribe so you don't miss out on any of it, and turn the notification button for the next one that I'll be doing. So let's get to it. Let's start. First, we are going to get our VPS. The requirement we need a VPS. We need a domain name. Now I've gotten a VPS. My VPS is on Azure Cloud. So I'll be using it. If you have never gotten your VPS from Azure, you don't know how to set up. Actually, I'm going to just comment, and I'll make a video on how to set up your own virtual server on Azure Cloud. And so this is my VPS that I'll be using here. So I'm going to click on it here. I'm going to get my IP address. So where is my IP? This is my IP address. So here is my IP address. Then next, I'm going to go to my domain name. So here I have my domain name already. Here's my domain name. My domain name is on Namecheap. So here now I'm going to delete all the record I have here. So I'm going to delete it. I'm going to remove everything. I'm going to delete this, remove. So we'll be using a digital edge services.xyz. So when you open your dashboard, just like this one, when you log in, so is it any domain name of your choice, any domain provider of your choice, you can go with them. So I have 2 domains here, so I'll be going to this, my domain, which will be expiring soon. So I'll go to manage. When I click on manage, I come to advanced DNS, now. I'm going to go to my add record. So I'm going to add a record. I'm going to add it to my roots. So I'm going to save it. Now I'm going to add another one here, another a record. I'm going to call it a server. That will be the name of where I'm going to be installing my Virtualmin. So here I will save it. Okay, sometimes it takes time to propagate, but let's continue. Now we are going to go to this, my blog post here. I have a blog post on our website here. Blog post that said how to install Virtualmin. So in this place, we are going to be getting all the code. So you can see here, I said the repositories. These are the things needed, Ubuntu 20 or 2020 and 22.04 light server. And you must have root access, or you have a sudo privilege, fully domain name, minimum of 1 gig or 2 gig RAM, and blah blah blah. So now let's go to our my server. Here in my server, you can see I installed the Ubuntu operating system, Ubuntu 22.04, and here is my 2 CPU, 8 gig RAM, which is more than enough what is needed. And here is my IP address. So I'm going to take my IP address. The next thing I'm going to be needing is my SSH clients. So I'll be using PuTTY. If you don't have PuTTY already on your PC, just head over to putty.org. Then you download any one that suits your. So here you click on it, and it's going to, you choose your own PC and you download. But now I already have it on my browser, on my PC, so I will not be downloading it. So let me open it. See? I'm going to be opening it here. I have it. So then I'm going to paste my, let me shift it. Before that, let me increase it. So we are going to, let's make our font more bigger. Let's bring it to 12 so that it will be more bold. Go back to my login session here where it says hostname, put your IP address and make sure port 22 is open on your VPS. So now you can see this is a new VPS set. I'm going to accept. Now I'm going to get my VPS credentials, which I have here already. So I'm using, I'm going to get my password here. I'm going to paste, I'm going to first put my username. My username is Azure. So because I'm using Azure VPS. So in other VPS, you can get roots. And yeah, so now I put in my password. You don't have to see my password, but my password is there. So I'm going to go to roots. You can see it's still under Azure user. So I'm going to type sudo-i. Now I'm in my, sudo dash. No, now I'm in my root user, so let me clear my. Okay, I don't need this. I don't need this. Let me get my. So now, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be updating my system. So I'm going to copy this, but if you are not on root access, you just copy it all like this. Sudo must be there. But if you have root access to the VPS, you just go with this alone, this command alone. So I'm going to, this command is going to update my packages. It's going to update and upgrade. So Apache update and Apache upgrade. So it's going to update and upgrade my server. Let me do so. So I'm going to run it, and it's going to start updating my server and upgrading my server. While it's updating, let's go over to this. So the step 2 is to set our host name. Remember, in our host name, we use, so I'm going to get my host name here. I'm going to add my host name here. I'm going to get this here. And I'm going to open. I'm going to come over to my. So I'm going to set my host name. So my host name is server. Let me clean this so that I don't get too confused. So I'll go to our, here we have our server. Server is pointing to our IP, but this is the domain. So I'm going to copy the domain and I'm going to go over to this place and say server dot domain. So here is my domain. So this is what I'm going, the next code I'm going to run to set up my name to tell my VPS that you are pointing to this server, you are pointing to this server. So we are going to go over to our putty. Yeah. Yes. So our putty is working right now. Okay. Now let's set up our host name. We have set up our host name. So if we click on the next one, say, now we need to update our etc directory stroke host. So we are going to go on nano slash etc slash host. So we are going to go over there now. Wow. So here is where we have, it's showing local hosts. So we need to change it. We need to change we need to set it up well by copying this. Then we are going to come over. Say the following lines are describable for, see, so we are going with this. This is our name here, not local host. So we are going to go and paste our domain. Then I'm going to get our IP address. Where is our IP address? Our IP address is here. So I'm going to copy the IP address and bring it over to this place. So, and here is our, this is not our domain. Remember to change this. This is not your domain. This is not your domain. This is not our domain. Our domain is a digital edge services .xyz. So this server, that is the name. This is the name and it's for our server. Make sure you understand that. So once that is done, the next thing we are going to click on save and Control S plus O, then enter. So to do this, we are going to do escape and we are going to do Control plus O, then Control plus X, and then we click enter. Sorry, we click X, so we go. Now, if we want to see if what we have added is working, we are going to put hostname. We come over here, take this, and we check. Wow, okay. Now, you can see our static host name now has changed over here. That's changed over here. So now our name is here already. The next thing for us to do is to download Virtualmin. So now we are going to copy this code. We're going to copy it. Then go over here and we run it. So now we have run this. The next thing is to make this script executable. The script that we have downloaded, because it's now on our server, but it's not executing. So we're going to make it executable right now. So before we can install it. After doing that, now let's run our installation. So we're going to run our installation. Okay, and now it's asking, it says exit if you don't want to install it, or should they continue? Of course, we want it to continue. So use Y, yes, and click enter. So right now it's checking the system time and everything. So this is going to take about 10 to, not up to 10 at times, it depends. Let's say 10 to, let's say 7 or 5 minutes to, although we're in stage 2, stage 3 is always the longest stage. So maybe I think I'm going to pause this video, and as soon as the installation is done, I will show you how we continue. Oh, already we are already stage 3, that's fast. So let me pause, then come back and we continue. Come back. So right now, here we are done with our installation. I can see it said installation complete, and it said if there were no errors above, Virtualmin should be ready. So let's see. It's ready. Let's see. So he gave us, we should go with this. We can go with this. Unfortunately, we don't know if it's there, but let's just go with it and see. If it's not there, we go with our domain. Please, when you just highlight, you have copied. Don't go and start clicking Control C. Clicking Control C will not make it beautiful. So you have already copied. Then we head over to our browser and see. I hope I have. Yeah, it's installed. So we're going to get this notification because we're using HTTPS and we are not yet, we have not installed our SSL. So let's go again. Yeah, so here we are, our Virtualmin is installed. Now let's go back to the blog post here. So the blog post here said, after we have done running this, the step 5 said we should copy, which we have done, and bam, we are there. If by chance you try to open and it's not opening, that means you check out. You make sure you check your VPS, Warfire, ensure that you have port 10,000 opened and port 20,000. These are the most important ports of Virtualmin port 10,000 or 20,000. So right now, in case you try to open your browser and it's not opening on your browser, then that means you have to check your ports. Make sure you follow the step-by-step guide. Then make sure you open your port. And once your port is open and your VPS allow all these ports, you are good to go. Now, after we have done that, we have opened. So now, this is our final thought. And it said here, next step. So the next step is to set up our first virtual server. And now we should configure our email and DNS, add SSL certificates, and how to do regular backup. So since I told you that this video is going to be a series of videos, what we are going to do is nice to configure. We need to first configure our server because right now our Virtualmin is just there. We have not configured it. To configure it, we are going to log in. So I need to get my VPS credentials. Remember your VPS credentials. So I'm using Azure users. Then I'm going to get my password here. I think I have my password here. There's my password. I'm going to copy it and add it to this place. Then I'm going to log in. So the stage 1 was to install the Virtualmin, and now the stage 2 is to post installation, is to run the post installation wizard. So in this place, we are going to run a lot of things. So to start with, let me bring my image down here. Bring it down here. So to start with, let's start. It said this is important to continue. Click on next. So we are clicking on next. Okay, now it says run email domain lookup. That's what we want, and it's going to take extra MB. We have enough. We have more than enough. And he said email antivirus is going to take up to 2 GB RAM, and that is what we have. So we'll just be going with this. We say, but if you have more than 2 GB RAM, oh, sorry, yeah, we have 2 GB RAM. So now we are going to be running MariaDB, not Postgres. I run MariaDB. Please, if you are using a Azure Cloud server, make sure you open your MySQL port because it's always off. Then here, this is the password we're using for our MariaDB. I don't need it. I'm going to get it anytime I need it. So now this is our primary name server. So this is the domain we are using here. You can click skip check for resolvability. So if you just recently added your domain, you should know, you should just check here so it doesn't interrupt your installation. Understand? So you go next. Now we say master admin. So it's a web no reply at your server, your domain.com. If you want to have a specific one, you put it here. But for me, I'm going with the default one created by Virtualmin. Now, it said your post-installation configuration is now completed. However, you can continue with the wizard to configure optional feature. So we can end here or we can continue. Let's continue and finish everything. So now we want our password to be stored in hash. So instead of in plain text, let it be in the hash. More security. Now we want to keep our MariaDB system at default. But if you want, maybe you want to run a larger, like e-commerce on your server, you can go with a small system of 1 GB RAM. At least we have a lot of GBs. And since we are going to be installing few to ourselves, so we want our SSL to be located on each domain home directory. So that's where I like it. So now we are done, we are finished. So it's going to show us everything we have done. And you can always recheck or refresh everything. So right now, our server, go back to recheck, can show you everything we have done. These are all we have added here. We have done everything. Boom, 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 boom. Wow, so everything is properly set up, as you can see now. So first thing, as you can see here, we do not have any virtual server. And without virtual server, if it's in Docker, we call it containers, where you have each of your application. So for instance, now we don't have any virtual server. To create our virtual server, or maybe here you are a freelancer, you are running a website, you want each of your clients to have their own servers with their own domain name so that you can manage their business according to their domain name from one dashboard. Good for you, good and fine. So now we're going to add a domain name. And what is our domain name? Let's get our domain name from here. This time around, I'm going to be using the top domain name, which is the real name where or we could use server. So let's create server first. Let's create server. So I'm going to create server. So our subdomain name, you can put a description, you can put a website, or use a default setting, put your password. I'm going to put a password. I'm going to call it my Virtualmin server, my Virtualmin server, Virtualmin server. Okay. Then, do I want to install a mail on this? If I don't want, I can remove it, but I want. Then, can I put spam? No, I don't need this. Apache, are you going to host website under this subdomain? I don't think I want. I just want it to be my Virtualmin and it's going to have a DNS. So anything, and if you have more than one IP addresses here, although I'm not going to be teaching you now how to add additional IP address, but I'm going to teach you in future. We only have one IP address. So we are going to create our server. It said fail, the email feature is not allowed. Okay, it's true. Let's go back. Let's remove the email feature for this domain. Let's click on create. Okay, so now we have this our virtual. This now is here. Now let's create another server. Create another virtual server with our top domain name this time around. Is a top level if we want a sub server, if we want anything. So this one, I'm going to add this. This is going to be the name, and I'm going to use this name for website. So I'm going to just say website, and I'm going to put a password, and I will leave everything because they are going to be website where I'm going to have my email, everything. So right now I'm going to create an email for it. Boom, 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 boom. So we are creating email. So right now we have our email, our virtual server is created. So our virtual server has everything we need. Where we're going to install our website one by one, each application. So now, the next thing we are going to do is, because since we did not point our domain name server to this IP address, we need to now configure our DNS. If you don't know how to configure DNS, in this particular article of how to install a Virtualmin on our website, you can see here I have a detailed blog post here that say how to set up and manage your website DNS. So you can go over, read this article, and learn how to add DNS record. Also, this blog post also here has, if you want to also learn the alternative of a Virtualmin, which is cPanel. cPanel is also free and open source control panel that gives you features and functionality like Virtualmin. Also with cPanel, you can build a lot of application, install a lot of application without running a single code. So, and also the installation is just simple. So follow the tutorial on this blog post and you'll be straight ahead to having your own alternative control panel. Now, think, okay, it's installing SSS. Okay, it's initiating SSS. Let's see, because this SSS is not going to work. Certificate is not going to work. So as we are waiting for it to finally get set up, let me also introduce to a VPS, a cheaper VPS, and give you an overview how this cheaper VPS will be the perfect choice for a startup and a small business owner. Let's head over to this OVH Cloud. OVH Cloud gives you, look at this, 2 CPU, 2 gig RAM, 40 GB SSD. Wow. As a startup freelancer, as a startup business owner, as a startup life coach, or even a yoga instructor, that want to have just paying less than $5 in a month, and you set up your virtual server on it, your Virtualmin server panel on it, then you can install your WordPress site or any kind of site you want. You can install your CRM, you can install your email application, and you can install your SNTV, all with just $5. And at least you can send nothing less than 5,000 emails per day from such server with this capacity. So what are you waiting for? You have the video to do it by yourself. Okay? You have the video to do it by yourself. So right now, our virtual server has been created. So now we have 2 virtual servers in our, so if I click on edit, it's not going, because right now it's like we have SSS But do we really have SSL certificate? Oh, I don't know. But now let's go to our DNS record. Okay, let's head over this. Go back to this place. Now this is our virtual server. We now have this and this. So now we have our domain. The next thing we are going to do is to go to our DNS record here. Make sure that you have all this record attached to your DNS provider of your domain. So in this case, make sure you have all this. Make sure you have all this attached to your domain name. You add them, you add your SPF, you add all these records. So once you have that is done, then you come over to this place. Let's do the next thing we are going to do is to come over to this our managed virtual server and come over to set up SSL certificate. Okay, now it's time to provide our SSL certificate. So now it's saying current certificate, or we can request a new certificate for this domain, this domain, this domain, this domain. Also, if you want to add more, you can add more. So this is the one we're adding certificate. So we're going to request a certificate for it. So we're requesting a certificate for the domain name, the www. The mail dot, the admin dot, and the webmail dot. Unfortunately, the www will not be added because we have not added them in our DNS. So make sure you add all these DNS. For instance, if I go back to my DNS server right now and pick this www, then head over to my domain name. I'm going to come over to this. I can create a CNAME record for it. I'll just give it a CNAME record. Then I'm going to add it as www. Then it's going to target this my domain. I'm going to target it to this my domain here. I'm going to save. So in this case, I have added that. Then also the same thing goes to admin. You can also just add a record and call it admin. Call it admin. Then you pick your IP address of your server. You put it here. Like I showed you in this my article here, you will learn here, click over here, and you will learn how to set up and manage your DNS. So to learn how to add your domain record and the rest, just head over to this blog post. It has everything in detail, all you need to know, understanding DNS, how to add DNS record, and the rest, everything is on this blog post. And also, if you have any question, leave it below this video and I will answer you. Don't forget to follow us on social media for quick response, so you can add any of your questions below this video, or you go over to our social media Facebook page, then leave your question there and we'll reply if you want a quicker option. And also, if you have a business, startup business, looking for a cost-effective way, like how to automate how you can build your own business automation from scratch, from everything, from your website to your marketing to everything. Don't forget to reach out to us using the contact below this video. All right. So now I have done this, so let's see what's going to happen. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to delete this and I'm going to come over here to do HTTPS. Also, HTTPS. HTTPS. To put this slash then I'm going to put this. Let's see. Now, wow. Now we have our SSL. Our servers will secured with SSL. So I'm going to log in with Azure, and I'm going to get my password again over here. Remember to always use your VPS password until you change it. So go over here, then log in. So right now, we have logged into our virtual mail, and now we have everything that we need. We have our virtual servers have been set up. So in the next video, we are going to be talking about how to create our email credentials like our SNTP, setting up our SNTP, and how to install our WordPress site. So, or let's say in our next video, we're going to install our site and we're going to be using WordPress. Then after installation, we're going to set up our email server so that we can start sending email and receiving email. Then in this third video, which is going to be the third part, we're going to install Mautic. Is an open source email management application where you can manage your contact, set up form, build a landing page. Then our it's going to be fifth, right? No, fourth video. Our fourth video is where we're going to install Suite CRM. Suite CRM is an open source CRM that you can also use to automate your process. And after that, our fifth is going to be how to add additional IP addresses to your virtual mail server. And also how you can add other domains, not only one domain. Let us assume you have 5 clients and you want to help your 5 clients as a freelancer to have all their businesses in a cost-effective way. You can get a bigger VPS server like this one. Let's say you can have this where you pay all this $38 and you have up to 5 clients that you set up this panel and manage all their businesses for them at a cheaper and cost-effective means. So if you like this video, please share. We need others who don't know how to start up, who has no resources, no much to start up, so that they too, they can benefit from this video. Please share and like. Then don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe and turn on the notification button. Also, comment below for any question, and I am here to answer all your questions as you want it, okay? Just make sure you comment, subscribe, turn your notification button. I thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, I'm Rosemary and your DH Tech. You are on DH Tech channel. Diet, best place to learn about all your digital skills and where you can start up. So stay tuned and have a nice day. Bye.